What's going on, horror fans? Welcome back. Today, I get to do what I love to do, and that's talk about a movie that I didn't even know about a few days ago. When I say that this is why I do what I do, I mean it. I want to show somebody a movie they've never seen, or at the very least, give them a different take on it so that they can appreciate it a bit more. But what we have here is a situation that I love where there's a hidden gem, a movie that came out in 2002, did not get widespread U.S. release for reasons that I'll never understand. But it did very well, or reasonably well, over in the Europe markets and such. And again, it was directed, written by Neil Marshall, the guy who went on to write and direct The Descent just a few years later. So again, a movie that I also very very much love. And what really strikes me with this movie was when I flipped it on again, I went into it almost blind. I knew it had something to do with werewolves and soldiers, and I was pretty the title obviously. But I was pretty much I was in. I wanted to watch it. So we jump in, and this movie could have been straight out of the 80s with the way that they shot it, the aesthetics. That I don't know if they meant to do that sort of look, but they definitely knocked it out of the park if they did. If it was intentional, bravo. Even if it wasn't, bravo, because I dig it. And it also digs, it fits the vibe. This movie is not to be taking 100% earnestly. There are moments of practical joking, laughing, silliness, but there's also some real genuine horror. And when you can toe that line and achieve both, and scare me and make me laugh in the same movie, man, you got me. And this movie does that in spades. What you have is a fairly simple premise. Again, I'm trying not to spoil it all, but you have some soldiers dropped in for a training exercise against some special ops soldiers, and they're both encountered by werewolves. So the remaining surviving troops flee back to a house after running into a local who shows them one of the only homesteads in the area. They're apparently in some off forgotten place of Scotland that has no population at all. So they get to this house. It's deserted. Obviously, they're not going to find anybody there. And what they have is a standoff, multiple standoffs with the werewolves. The rest of the movie takes place for the most part in this home, and you have multiple sieges attempted by the werewolves, and slowly what's going on starts to unravel. We have character arcs, so to speak. Some, and again, we're only talking about one night, so these guys don't go on a real crazy journey. But what you have is a lot of fast-paced, action-packed werewolf carnage. I mean, I love what they were able to do. I know they didn't have a ton of money at their disposal, so the things they were able to do, and I think the werewolves actually look really good. When they do show them, they don't show them a lot, certainly not at first. But when they do it at the right time. They do it in the right moments, and they look good. They look good enough. And they'd also do the POV that a lot of these movies like to do. They change it to black and white. And I'm a big fan of how the camera jumped around and moved really fast during those segments. It seemed super unnatural. I really dug that. And again, really, aside from the werewolves, what makes this movie work is the supporting cast. Not the supporting cast, the cast. All of them. You have Sean Pertwee as Wells. You have Kevin McKidd as Cooper. And you have Liam Cunningham as Captain Ryan. Emma Cleesby as Megan, is the random local they find driving through the roads. And again, these guys, especially Wells and Cooper, have a great camaraderie. Cooper is the guy we meet at the very beginning that refuses to shoot the dog, and he has a really funny one-liner when they first run into Ryan. I think it's Captain Ryan. Um, they find him along the way, so and he has a really funny one-liner that I don't know if everybody heard, but I heard it. It had to do with the dog. That made me laugh out loud. Um, Wells has a story time at night, really captivating when he tells a story of a friend of his who gets blown up. I would listen to that dude read the freaking dictionary. Another guy that I really love his voice and the way he just talks. I like listening to him. But Kevin McKidd's the hero. He's the guy that if anybody goes on a journey, I suppose it's him. and he does a great job. And again, we have Liam Cunningham as Captain Ryan, the evil Captain Ryan, who wanted him to shoot the dog at the beginning of the movie. I mean, if you're not going to paint the asshole sign right on his fucking forehead right there, we get it. We're not supposed to like this guy. He does great. Obviously, well before he goes on to become Davos in Game of Thrones. So if you recognize him but don't recognize him, that's where he's from. It's Davos Seaworth from shitty old Game of Thrones. But anyway, I rather enjoyed the climax. I rather enjoyed the way these characters, again, the dialogue felt real. It was sharp. It was quick-witted. It felt like how a bunch of soldiers who spend all their time together would talk to one another.
Believe this.
What is it now with the spoon?
Left me watch at the barracks, Sarge.
I take a breather every once in a while, son. You live longer.
Nice work, Spoon, you tosser.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
And you'll be taking my boot out your mouth in a minute, Joe, you baldy twat.
Piss now.
We see their priorities. One of the guys is always talking about soccer. And they really use their brains when they're held up. I mean, some of them do some stupid things, but for the most part, again, there's a scene where they boil water. They have a couple of really neat things because they're running low on ammo. So again, without getting into too many spoilers, I'll probably stop the review there. Man, if I can turn even one person onto this movie that's never seen it, then this video was worth it. So I'm not going to go on too long. I would give this movie at least an 8 on first viewing. I'm going to watch it again, see how I feel. But man, did I have a great time. And the fact that, again, I'd never seen this movie and it's nearly over 20 years old, I'm really sad. But again, this is the stuff that I love. Finding these hidden gems that kind of flew under the radar and trying to get them out there. And I know I'm not the only person singing this movie's praises. It's starting to get some support. So give it a watch, man. If you like werewolves, if you like soldiers, it gave me, again, serious Predator meets like Werewolf in London, American Werewolf in London, because obviously you're in the foreign land. They have accents that can make listening to the conversations a bit troublesome at times, but I had closed captioning on. It did good enough. I followed it. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Again, I'm going to give it a solid 8, maybe even an 8.5 initial reaction. I'd love to watch it again. I probably will watch it again. It's free on YouTube right now. I didn't say that. So anyway, yeah, guys, comment down below. Let me know if you've seen this movie. If you have, give me your semi-spoiler free reaction to it. Try not to spoil all the stuff that happens at the end for those that haven't seen it. But let me know what you thought, what your ranking would be of this movie when you saw it. Are you like me? Did you show up way late to the party? Or have you been watching this movie since it came out in early 2000s? So love you guys. Thank you all so much for the support. It's been amazing. The channel's growing. People are talking. People are commenting. And it's an honor to do this, guys. I love you all very much. Thank you.